You can stare directly into a patch of tall savanna grass and see nothing but the wind. A predator refined by millions of years of selective pressure can rest right in front of you, entirely undetected, until it blinks. The leopard is a solitary hunter. It patrols its territory and hunts alone, operating without the coordinated numerical advantage of a pack or pride. That isolation requires constant vigilance. Leopards share their environment with lions, predators that possess overwhelming physical strength and travel in groups that routinely dominate the terrain. They also face the constant threat of kleptoparasites. Animals like the spotted hyena specialize in tracking down fresh kills to swarm the hunter and steal the meat. A physical confrontation over a carcass can easily result in broken bones or deep lacerations. For a solitary cat with no pride to rely on while healing, a severe injury leads to starvation. Direct physical conflict is a mathematical risk the leopard avoids. Its primary survival mechanism against these larger foes is absolute invisibility. That invisibility relies on an optical illusion called destructive coloration. The leopard's coat is precisely calibrated to confuse the viewer's eye. This diagram illustrates the principle. A solid outline immediately alerts a grazing animal's brain to a threat. Instead of solid spots, the leopard is covered in hollow, irregular black circles called rosettes. This pattern scatters the viewer's visual focus, tricking the brain into processing the animal as a collection of shifting shadows rather than a solid predator. Another layer to this illusion is countershading. When direct overhead sunlight hits a three-dimensional body, it casts a dark shadow underneath, giving away the animal's shape. A leopard's underbelly is covered in lighter fur, which neutralizes that downward shadow and flattens the cat's visual profile. This stealth even governs how they communicate. To avoid drawing the attention of larger predators, leopards minimize vocalizations, relying heavily on silent chemical markers and physical scratch marks left on tree trunks to define their territory. Millions of years of adaptation turn a heavy, muscular predator into a two-dimensional ghost. They bypass the visual detection of their prey and their enemies alike. When hunting, leopards prioritize patience over endurance. Relying on night vision and tactile facial whiskers to navigate in the dark, they creep forward, keeping their bellies low to the ground, until they cross a critical threshold of just 15 meters from their target. From that distance, the ambush is explosive. The powerful hind legs launch the animal forward, propelling the cat up to 20 feet through the air. The takedown requires clinical precision. The leopard aims directly for the throat, delivering a bite force of over 300 pounds per square inch to clamp the windpipe shut and cause rapid asphyxiation. But the moment the prey stops breathing, a new timer starts. The scent of a fresh carcass carries quickly across the savanna, acting as an immediate homing beacon for every lion and hyena in the vicinity. Securing the kill is only half the battle. To actually consume the calories they just expended, the leopard must rapidly move the prize out of reach of overwhelmingly stronger enemies.
The vertical arboreal hoist is the leopard's solution to ground-based theft. Before the scavengers can arrive, the leopard powerfully drags the carcass straight up into the high branches of a tree. Using only their jaw grip and neck strength, leopards haul prey weighing up to 140% of their own body mass straight up vertical trunks. A skeletal model reveals this secret. Lacking a rigid collarbone, the front limbs attach via complex muscles, granting extraordinary upward pulling motion. Paired with flexible lumbar vertebrae rotating up to 180 degrees, the leopard immediately adjusts its balance if the carcass shifts midair. By utilizing this specialized biomechanical architecture, the leopard turns the high canopy into an inaccessible fortress. Up in the branches, the size and numerical advantages of ground-based competitors become irrelevant. This combination of anatomical flexibility and behavioral stealth creates a phenomenon known as ecological plasticity. Because leopards are built to adapt, they adjust their survival strategies to fit wildly different ecosystems across the globe. On the island of Sri Lanka, there are no lions or hyenas to compete with. Here, the leopard operates as the undisputed apex predator. Free from the threat of scavengers, the Sri Lankan leopard abandons the exhausting practice of hoisting its kills into trees, feeding openly on the ground.
Thousands of miles away in the Russian Far East, the Amur leopard relies on an exceptionally thick coat of fur to navigate freezing, snow-covered temperate forests where temperatures plummet well below zero. They even adapt their social structures when necessary. In environments with dense prey populations, mothers frequently share overlapping territories with their grown daughters, relaxing their solitary nature to ensure the survival of their genetic lineage. A leopard's dominance across continents stems from its ability to recalibrate its survival rules to match the specific pressures of the environment. The biological refinements of the last several million years provide no defense against the speed of modern human expansion. Deforestation strips away the complex vegetation that leopards rely on to mask their movements. As their natural habitats shrink, they are increasingly forced into our spaces. In the dense urban landscape of Mumbai, leopards utilize their stealth to navigate concrete alleyways and industrial grids under the cover of darkness. This proximity leads directly to conflict. Poaching and retaliation killings have fractured global populations, pushing subspecies like the Sunda and the Amur leopard to the brink of critical endangerment, requiring intense intervention and armed protection to survive. Protecting these animals requires preserving the intact ecosystems that allow them to hunt and thrive naturally. Supporting conservation groups that secure land corridors and work with local communities is the most effective way to ensure these cats have a place to exist. While survival in the wild depends on high-level adaptability, even a biological ghost cannot persist without the cover of a shadow.